Good evening, Chair Cusworth, members of the board, administration, and community. My name is Michael Braff. I am the recreation coordinator at the Borchard Community Center. I have with me Luis Cano, who is the recreation specialist at the Borchard Community Center, who oversees the Borchard Community Center Teen Volunteer Program. The Borchard Teen Volunteer Program has been a staple of the Conejo Recreation and Park District over the past 20 years. Current supervisors, coordinators, as well as other full-time and part-time staff have come up through the Teen Volunteer Program. Without the Borchard Teen Volunteer Program, the programs, classes, and special events that we offer to our community would not be as memorable or as fulfilling. Here is what the Borchard Center Teen Volunteer Program is all about. Towards the end of April and beginning of May, we begin by sending out emails and updated applications to our previous and current volunteers, reminding them of the upcoming summer program. We also send out applications to the local middle schools and Newbury Park High School to get the word out for potential new volunteers. On the application, we indicate a deadline to prevent an influx of applications because in previous years, we've had on average of over 40 applications come in where we've had to set a cap on applicants.
Once the deadline passes, we decide in a couple of days over a 2-week period where we schedule interview times. These volunteer interviews are as basic as possible. Based on their interview availability and interest, we come up with a schedule for each volunteer. We make it like a job posting and an interview process. Then comes the volunteer orientation and Icum social, which is usually one afternoon during the week before our summer classes start. At the orientation, our staff will go over the entire program, including staff and volunteer introductions, schedules, do's and don'ts with the kids, and a tour of our facility, also expectations throughout the day and more. This is also a time where we go over any last-minute questions. Then comes day one of our volunteer program and summer classes. Volunteers come in prior to their start time to help assist with any setup and prep for crafts for the day, and stay after to help with cleanup. During program time, volunteers assist in organizing games, crafts, activities, science experiments, and much more with the kids. If volunteers are scheduled in the office, they may answer phones, help direct patrons, help prep crafts for other programs, and help with office and computer work.
Throughout the summer, we also try and go the extra mile for our volunteers since they do the same for our programs and classes. This past summer, we held a resume and interview workshop to help them get them ready for the time when they apply for their first job. The workshop went over how-tos, tips, do's and don'ts, samples, hard soft skills, and preparations on cover letters, resumes, and interviews. Appreciation and motivation are huge factors in keeping teen volunteers going. This past summer, we did a midsummer pool party at Newbury Park High School, where we barbecued, played music, and had a great time. At the end of summer, we had a laser tag and video game party. We blacked out the windows of the Borchard gym. To make it as dark as possible, we had games on wheels come by and set up laser tag in the gym, and they brought their trailer where video games for all current systems were available for play. The volunteers would play a game of laser tag, they would go play Madden, and then go have pizza. At the end of summer, we give a volunteer a signed letter stating and certifying how many hours they volunteered with us and what the time of their service was spent doing. We also do a "Can we contact you throughout the year" list to gauge interest about during the school year volunteer opportunities, including special events, winter break camps, spring break camps, afternoon classes, and weekend classes. So what is the value of the Teen Volunteer Program? First, it strengthens their sense of community. They are provided a sense of belonging, bonding, and membership. This sense of membership also provides a sense of security because community members develop ways of understanding who is part of their community. It develops responsibility with the teens. This is the teens' first taste of a job environment in an easy and fun way. While playing and interacting with the kids, they learn dependability. They begin to learn and acquire new sets of skills. They learn how to honor commitments. They gain confidence, and they learn about social and self-awareness. It is a feeder program for staff. As stated earlier, a handful of our current employees have come through the Teen Volunteer Program. You could easily say that this program is the future of CRPD staff. This past summer, 2022, we had a total of 28 teen volunteers who volunteered a total of 1,763 and a half total hours. If you're comparing it to a recreation aide who currently makes $15 per hour, these hours equivalent to $26,452.50.
As you can see, the Borchard Teen Volunteer Program is crucial to the quality of the center as well as Connecticut Recreation and Park District. Here's a video of the program, as well as current CRPD employees who were once Borchard volunteers. Very nice. Alrighty, I would like to present our Volunteer of the Year, Izzy Cipriano. Izzy is currently a freshman in Newbury Park High School. Izzy has played a crucial role in our volunteer program for over 5 years. She started volunteering with Miss Tia's classes and then made her way into classes, camps, and special events. For summer 2022, Izzy's volunteered a total of 119 hours. No matter what program, class, or event we had going on, you can always find her helping us out with a smile on her face. Thank you, Izzy, for your dedication, commitment, and hard work.
Good evening. My name is Isabelle Cipriano. I started volunteering at the Borchard Community Center in 2017. The volunteer program is amazing and teaches teens useful skills such as communication, teamwork, and responsibility. The program also gives teens a chance to give back to our community. Personally, the volunteer program has helped me grow into what I am today. Thank you.
We want to thank you for the opportunity to present our Borchard Center volunteer program, and we are available for any questions or comments you may have.
Director Lang.
Thank you, and thank you for a great presentation and including us in the presentation for Izzy. It's spectacular. And I'm really glad you added that last feature of who went through the program and where they are now within the CRPD program. It's so important. It just kind of tells a story of who you guys are, who you know, that are getting involved with CRPD. And it's a great feeling to see quality people like you. One question in reference to, I'm not sure of all the age groups that you deal with, but when you interview people and go through that process, how do you determine what grade level of the group that individuals will work with?
Thank you. So in those interviews, we kind of will ask them what their interests are, what age group they like working with, what their availability is, and we kind of take all of that into consideration, and maybe also some of their experience as well as what age group they might have siblings that are, 4. So they might enjoy working with 4-year-olds, or they might have, some older, younger siblings that are in their, 6 to 9-year-old range. So we really leave it up to them as well as availability and interests.
Very important how they relate, obviously, and the fact that you have a method of determining, a lot of things go into that decision, but that's important because, you certainly don't want to assign somebody to a group that they would rather not be with. So, good programs and good work on your part, and thank you very much for being part of CRPD. Thank you.
Director Huffer.
Yeah, I want to add my thanks for the presentation. I know that I was somewhat aware that this program existed, but best of my recollection, this is the first time we've had a presentation about this, and to hear the details and what the staff and more importantly, what the volunteers are doing is really great information. So I do appreciate that. This program is just for summer months.
No, it's year round. Our biggest group of volunteers is over summer, but throughout the year, we'll have, things coming up with like spring break camps, winter break camps, our special events. We're gonna have volunteers coming up in October for the Hall on the Trail. So, when the kids are out of school, that's when they come over a lot to Borchard. But throughout the year, on weekends, we'll have occasional some volunteers, but summer's our big time for
Okay.
volunteers.
My recollection, I don't know if it's still in existence or not, but my recollection was that most of the local high schools either require or give some kind of extra credit for teenagers who are involved in volunteer programs of one sort or another. So hopefully a program like this, they're able to get some credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And you answered my question about the number of people and the total hours and the value of those hours is incredible, absolutely incredible. And the listing of all of the folks who started out on the volunteer program and now work part or full time for the district, including that's where you got your start, huh, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty neat. So anyway, thank you very much for the information and the presentation from all three of you.
Director Nichols.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the presentation. I had no idea the breadth and width of the program. That's awesome. I have a couple questions. Is this replicated at any other community center?
I believe it's kind of up to each center on how they do their volunteer program. I'm not 100% sure if they are doing as extensive, but I think that they are doing some form of a volunteer program.
Is this one of your secrets of success, which makes Borchard one of the most popularly used centers? Oh, awesome, awesome. I won't tell anybody about that then. And of the volunteers that you come, that come to their express interest, how many of them are from our local area within the region, within the district, and how many are from outside that, just within the general region? Just ballpark, maybe.
I would say pretty much everybody.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, awesome. And then lastly, what is your total number of full-time and part-time staff at the center?
Just at Borchard?
It's Borchard,
Two
yes.
Full-time staff, me and for gunning, and then part-time. I want to say about maybe between 10 and 15, about with, yeah. The 10 to 15 part-time and then me and Kirk full-time.
And so it's probably fair to say that you couldn't do what you do without the volunteers.
Correct, yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the presentation. Izzy, thank you for representing our volunteers tonight, and thank you personally for your contribution and making our community as a whole what it is. So thank you.
Mrs. Callis, can you tell us a little bit about the other centers volunteers?
Sure, yeah. All of the centers use volunteers throughout the session, throughout the year. So kids can volunteer anywhere. They have volunteer applications and they can use them in the different programs and for special events. But Borchard is the only one that I'm aware of that actually has in the summer this program that includes like resume building and orientation training and interviewing and stuff to that effect. So, but yeah, volunteers can be everywhere, but they've got a specific program.
Thank you. I was kind of wondering that. I was going to ask that myself because I didn't remember having a program such as this from the other centers.
Yeah.
So Director Holt?
Well, I kind of agree with what the other board members have said, and I've been very aware of Borchard, and I've been there a few times, and I mean, it's well-staffed, and there's a lot going on, and it's very impressive. So, thank you for your presentation.
I was just curious about how many applications do you get that you can't accommodate, or do most of the kids, are you able to accommodate most of the applications?
I mean, we have a cutoff, so we usually try to cut it off about like between 25 and 30, but we've had times where we've gone 40, 50 applications.
Oh, really?
You know, if we accept every application that we get in, I mean, our classes are gonna have the same amount of kids as volunteers.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were getting like double the amount of
Yeah, we've
volunteers,
had to
so.
turn, turn some away, but we also will say like, check with those Entos Community Center, check with Oaks Community Center. So we do offer them other options.
Well, it's really nice to know that you're doing this. So all the people that you listed that got their start, were they all volunteers at Borchard Community Center? Wow, that's really impressive. Well, I want to personally thank you because my granddaughter attended camp at Borchard Community Center and had such a good time. My daughter signed up for a second week. So I'm sure that she met a lot of your volunteers. So I know you're doing a fabulous job just from a personal level. So thank you very, very much. Thank you for coming. It was very enlightening.
Sure.
Okay, Director Lang again.
Real quick, now the three of you most likely are in Newbury Park High School and we're at Newbury Park High School. And do you do some personal recruiting, other fellow class members, where they would really fit in well with the Borchard staff and volunteer program?
I graduated, in 2008, so not currently.
For a lot of
The mic, please.
yes, so for some of like the special events, I'll recommend to some of my friends because we do in fact need community service hours for some like classes and things like that. So yes, sometimes I will recommend my friends, hey, there's this really cool event going on. You should come and volunteer. And if you like it, then there's a summer program as well.
This type of recommendation that people that know and you see. They have to deal with it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just sounds like you've got a model program there. It's a win-win for everybody. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
These kind of things make me really proud to even be here.